At the beginning of the story, we see that some terrorists in several vehicles are holding small children and taking them towards their hideout. In fact, these children belong to the convoy members of the same area. These terrorists take these children to increase their strength so that they can prepare them by giving them dangerous training from childhood. But they came to the right place. There, with the Turks, scary snipers were already sitting in hiding. How dangerous this sniper is, they were going to know now. As soon as they reached some distance, suddenly sniper shots started coming from nowhere and the skulls of the terrorists started flying. In just 30 seconds, these snipers created such a rampage that all the terrorists were cleared in the blink of an eye. I can't believe it. Let me tell you by counting the kills. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After eliminating so many enemies, the captain of this sniper team comes out of hiding. The name of this captain is Vizbazi. Here we find out that this commando captain has an already old and extremely dangerous account from this terrorist gang. Not just professionally, but between them. There is deep enmity behind it, and behind this bitter enmity are not just one but many stories. What are these stories? Let's go into flashback now. In the flashback, we see two Turkish commandos, Yasser and Demer, hiding in the forest on a heavy rainy night. There was only one companion with them, Yasser's lovable army dog, Messi. They did not come here just like that, but during patrolling. He was confronted by a local terrorist group. All his fellow commandos were killed in the attack, but Yasser and Demir escaped and hid behind parked vehicles and started killing the enemies. Meanwhile, army dog Masi picked up the terrorists' weapons and started bringing them to Yasser, so that Yasser can continuously supply bullets. This dog is also dangerous, no less than soldier. On the other hand, at the base, Karan was seeking permission from his general Osman to be trapped in this area. The general, who went out to rescue the two soldiers, gave permission and Karan went out at night with his team. In the morning, they reached that place and started tracking the location of the two soldiers. Here, Yasser and Demir were thinking that perhaps the enemy was upon them, coming to attack. They had run out of bullets, so both got ready to fight back with knives. Only then do the enemies come, but Karan's commando team rains bullets on them from behind. Hearing the sound of firing, the army dog starts barking loudly. Now Karan realizes that his two soldiers are somewhere nearby. He took his name, gives a voice, and finally Yasser and Demir are convinced that they have survived. The two get out of the back of the vehicles and tell the cause team that there is an enemy camp nearby from where the attack could ever have taken place. That's why he starts moving towards the helicopter with his team. But then, all of a sudden, they are attacked with an RPG and all are scattered around. From there begins a dangerous. Karan divides his team into three parts. A team takes position with a sniper. The other two teams hide among the grass and look for enemies. There seemed to be one more enemy headshot. That's when a bullet hits his team commando's chest. Karan immediately orders everyone to retreat and the injured partner. Take me to the helicopter. Meanwhile, Yasser calls his beloved dog Messi, but Messi doesn't move at all. Yasser runs and picks him up in his lap and starts running towards the chopper. At the same time, Karan was still searching for the enemies hidden among the grass and killing them one by one. When all board the helicopter, the injured commandos are immediately given first aid and the entire team base. But only then does Karan catch sight of Asar's leg from where blood was continuously flowing. Now we see that while firing was going on, a bullet came and hit the dog's stomach, which this innocent creature could not tell them. Here he sees the effect that his beloved dog is lying dead in his lap. In fact, the love of innocent beings is such that there is no selfishness. They give their lives for the good of people. Everyone starts to console Yasser, and with a deep anguish, even amidst this victory, they return to the base. In the next scene, we see a Turkish lady commando named Yasmin Albek. She leaves her base for Azerbaijan as the terror of the JIS terrorist gang has begun in Turkey. Most of his Jamaikisi. The part has come from Azerbaijan, so she is going to get permission from the military there. On the way, she looks at the files of all the Turkish trough and train commandos so that this killing mission can be put on any of them. Here she gets the Hero Commando cause file of our movie, and she immediately calls cause and tells him if this mission is given to her, is she ready? Panan says he will be ready as soon as he gets the order, as there is no deal in the interest of the country. Whoever it is, his rifle will not think for a moment to blow off the skull of a terrorist. Brother Ray, brother, you will be stunned to see the consequences of this one decision of his. The reason? Hearing this answer, Commando Yasmin selects Kausa for the skilling mission. Then he will call his general and do the whole mission. Recommends giving responsibility to the cause. He also understands that he has to fight a big gang. Going further, he meets Yasser, and where Yasser has not yet forgotten his beloved dog. So the reason goes and motivates him and asks him to get ready for the mission. On the other hand, the general starts explaining the details of the mission to his lieutenant. Meanwhile, some lady commando Yasmin reaches Azerbaijan and starts returning to Turkey with permission from the military there. Suddenly, an RPG attack starts on his chopper. The chopper loses control and falls to the ground. As soon as the situation becomes a little normal, they get out of the helicopter. Only then they see that local gangs of Azerbaijan are raining bullets from vehicles towards them. Commandos fight back to save lives. Only then the leader of the gang sets up a heavy machine gun and starts a shower of bullets. The commander sees that the bullets appear on the fuel tank of the helicopter. He immediately took off with the pilot. At the same time, the tank explodes and the commandos and pilots fall away and become unconscious. After a while, the terrorist gang arrives there and convinces them. The leader of the gang, mistaking the pilot as an officer, asks what was his deal with the Azerbaijani military. But the pilot doesn't know anything. When he stays silent, he is shot and killed. After giving this, the commander raises his gun and fires rapidly, killing 3 or 4 terrorists. He gets caught and the gang drags him and takes him to his hideout. On the other hand, the lieutenant tells the reason that Turkey's biggest terrorist, Togar, is also at the same location. Terrorists, whether native or foreign, will not be spared. So the lieutenant gives the order of the mission, because he wants to leave his family. Here we find out that Reason also has a big brother. He was a commando himself, but went on a mission against this gang and never came back. OGUZ's mother tells him that he stayed away from this mission and returned home. But the Reason explains to his mother how important it is for him to be there to clean the country of filth. He leaves his mother to prepare the team. The Reason explains all the details of the mission to his team. He swore that no one would return without victory till his last breath. The team takes an oath. Climbing the mountains, they reach the target area. Keep an eye on every movement of the enemies by setting snipers there. Suddenly, the Reason sees in scope that several vehicles come and out of them, the terrorist OGUZ are unloaded, due to wind speed and distance. He asks. The spotter quickly calculates. Then the Reason hits the perfect headshot and the team hits the rest of the enemies from behind with a pile of corpses. The enemy understands that the sniper is present and starts running away with the vehicles. OGUZ and team reach near the enemy's base as the remaining enemies flee. There is also a commando looking for something like that. See the whole team move. OGUZ tells him on the satellite phone that he has killed the terrorist, but when the rest of the commandos search the bodies, they find that OGUZ Jisko has been headshot. He is none other than his elder brother Kabir. Nobody has the courage to tell the truth. The Reason is forced to see. He just shot his brother in the head. Seeing this, he breaks down and cries and keeps his brother's corpse in his lap and repeatedly apologizes. Meanwhile, Lady Commando Yasmin is already in the possession of terrorists. Seeing this condition, the commandos forget the mission and break from the inside. Meanwhile, a general and a lieutenant in the Turkish army quarters receive news that Lady Commando Yasmin has been caught up in the hands of a local gang and has accidentally killed her own brother. Now the question is, what to order in such a situation? Meanwhile, some army officers arrive at OGUZ's house at night. They bring the news that their lost son has been found but is dead. Hearing this, the Reason's father cries and the mother dies there. In such a situation, they don't have the courage to tell it to them. No one knows that their eldest son has been killed by their youngest son. On the other hand, let's see the reason that he is broken from the inside due to the death of his brother and mother. So he resigns from his commando job and returns home. His companions explain to him that it was not his fault but merely an accident. But at this point his mind doesn't work and he tells the team to get out of his way. The team knows that if they leave him alone he will fall apart further, so they persuade him and go with him to his house. Meanwhile, Lady Commando Yasmin is being tortured in a terrorist base in Azerbaijan. The leader of the gang asks him. When she doesn't answer, he calls the Turkish general and threatens to kill his country if she doesn't answer correctly. You will never see the light again. But the general gives a surprising reply that he will lead tomorrow's killing operation and congratulates him. Hearing this, the Lady Commando understands what she has to do now. Only then does the terrorist rise with a knife to kill her, but she fights back by tuning her and knocking her unconscious. 2 guards come in after hearing the noise, and he ends them both. She then calls the general, and the general is impressed by her bravery and immediately orders her to return to the base. As soon as the leader of the terrorist comes to his senses, he takes a larger army and goes out to find him. Only then a tank attack starts from somewhere. The terrorists run away from this huge disaster. Lady Commando destroys the entire area with the tank. And finally he comes out. Only then the Turkish rescue helicopter comes and takes him out. Meanwhile, the burial process of OGUZ's mother and brother is underway in the cemetery in Turkey. Major apologizes to Cause's father and motivates Cause that he should return to the force, if not for the country, at least to avenge his brother's death. But the reason gives no answer, and to the silent Serat he tells his father the truth that his brother died from his own bullet. Hearing this, the father is shocked and does not know what to say. At such a time, their lady commando comes to Karan's house. As soon as she arrives, she requests Karan not to take any wrong decision. She returns Karan's resignation letter and says, "Please come back to the army for once. We want to find and eliminate those terrorists," but Saf explains that he will not go back to the army now and will spend the rest of his time with his father. Saying that, he closes his door. Really, who would want his innocent brother to be killed by his own hands like this? He prays to God for his brother, Kuz breaks down completely for this mistake and keeps looking at his brother's picture day and night. The next day, the lady commando tells the general that Kuz and his team will not return. Therefore, the general has to form a new team under compulsion because now much time could not be given. This gang has spread throughout Turkey and is rapidly expanding outside the country. The impact is increasing. The general gives a file to the commandos and explains that their first killing mission will be to eliminate terrorist leader Albek. General Albek hands over all the details to Yasmin and also gives official permission for this mission. On the other hand, Karan's father tells him that he has returned to the army again to avenge the death of the country and his brother, because as long as terrorists remain in the country, parents' houses will continue to be sleepy. Hearing this harsh remark from his father, Kuz changes his mind and promises his father that he will never come back if he fails to avenge his brother's death. Meanwhile, Lady Commando Yasmin starts preparing her entire team of commandos for this mission. Only then work. Aaron also arrives there. Seeing his commando form, the spirits of all the commandos there return and they salute him with joy. In the presence of the general, all the commandos are sworn with their weapons that they will fight regardless of their lives and free this holy country from terrorism till their last breath. There are more challenges in this mission than fear that this gang is no ordinary gang. Their traps have spread so wide that it will take a lot of time to eliminate this entire gang. At the same time, we see that the terrorists of Azerbaijan are at their base. Albek asks one of his jails how his base got to this state. One terrorist explains that only a lady Turkish commando did this to him. Gets strangled and says, "Think, if one girl did this, then the entire force ran the mission. What would be the terrible situation? You are not of my work, so you have no right to live." The lady commando captain then briefs the mission with all her commandos. She explains each detail by showing the location points of all the missions. There will be 2 sniper groups. One group will take position along with the ground and the other group will take position on the nearby mountains or high bridges with heavy weapons so that there is no mistake in the mission, as they are going to fight the OGUZ terrorist gang. They are not a small gang. They always have a machine gun with dangerous explosives. The goal of this mission is only headshot killing. After thoroughly explaining the situation to everyone, they embark on their ultimate mission. Meanwhile, the notorious terrorist leader Albek arrives at a nearby village with his gang, committing heinous acts by indiscriminately shooting innocent people. Tragically, young children are taken hostage, and Albek declares his intent to bolster his forces by demanding all the boys from the region to join him. He grabs all the children and puts them in cars and shoots anyone who comes in front of him. While leaving, he set fire to houses in the entire area. He grabs all the children and starts heading towards his base, as if he could train them to make dangerous weapons. On the other hand, the commando team divides into 2 groups on that road and takes their positions. In the morning, Albek arrives at the place with his team and finds that the road in front is blocked by stones. At the same time, a child sees from the car that something dangerous is hidden in the soil. Albek tells his gang to move on from the nearby road. They catch the road and go a little further. Then suddenly a dangerous sniper attack starts from all around. One by one, a sniper's bullet blows off the heads of his upper gang. The commando team attacks in such a way that the entire gang is wiped out in just 30 seconds. Seeing such terrible sniper fire around, Albek gets out of the car and hides under the car and saves his life. After all the enemies are eliminated, now the commandos slowly come out. Albek sees a gun near the hand, and as soon as he goes to grab it, Pando Captain Karan puts his foot on his hand and pulls him out from under the carriage. Albek says, "What are you thinking? My secret will end here. You are making a big mistake. The result of sticking with me is only death." Hearing this, Karan tells his team to tie him up and take him with you, because it is necessary to reach the children to their parents first. When he returns to the caravan, they stand Alba in front and return all the children to their parents. Now Karan points the gun at Albek and says, "There is no need in this sacred land of jungle like you. Tell me your last wish." Albek gives an answer, "Just wait 20 minutes. I will show my strength." Hearing this, Karan says, "Okay, bring it and show it. No one will save you today from my hand with all his strength." And as soon as he says, he loads his gun and immediately blows off the heads of the three. The attitude shown throughout this season was truly amazing. A car comes and a girl gets out of it. There comes another person who is an old acquaintance of the convoy, and he wants to know the reason for this condition of the convoy. The girl slowly. The diamond moves towards the convoy. All the commandos pay attention to the girl, and Karan starts looking towards her with his hand on his gun. The girl starts distributing chocolates from her bag, and Karan and the rest of the commandos watch her from afar. Karan says that check the car well because the actions of this girl do not look right, and a commando moves towards the car. While on the other side, the lady commandant of the camp sees from her drone that a large terrorist force is moving towards the team of Karan. She tries to talk to Karan, but Karan and his team are in a place where there is no network at all. So she talks to the lady sniper who is in position in the mission with the Karan on the bridge. Captain Yasmin explains the whole situation to him. Lady sniper runs fast and screams the car. Meanwhile, the girl comes in front of the car with her bag. He puts his hand on the gun and slowly pulls it out. The commando team gives that the entire vehicle is loaded with bombs and the timer countdown is almost over. On one side, the dangerous terrorist gang is rising, and on the other side, the commando team is about to face a dangerous bomb attack. This is the end of Season 1 of the series. The next season will reveal how this commando team survived this bomb and how they saved the entire convoy and eliminated all the terrorists. Believe me, the story that will happen in the next season will be of an even higher level, so everyone subscribe now and tell in the comments what kind of movie you want to see an explanation of.